Hello YouTube. Today he's got a vintage Robert Saunders. Yeah, that's right, Henley. Henley Kayaking Club, that is correct. Especially for you, mate. We have the vintage Robert Saunders Star Trekker tent. So there she is in her bag. Look, the Robert Saunders Star Trekker. And that little tent behind it, that is a Sherpa tent. It's like a little two-man tent. It's a little bit like sort of a Robert Saunders backpacker or something like that it is. It's very similar. Nice little tent, that Sherpa tent. But I'm just using it to show you, look, how little that Sherpa tent is. This Robert Saunders Star Trekker, it's not a massive pack, but it's biggish. And that little Sherpa pack's tiny. So let's get into the old Star Trekker and have a look at it. Now, it's a lovely tent, this one. It really is a good tent. You wait till you see this. I think this tent is pretty rare. I don't think this is on YouTube anywhere. It might be, but I haven't seen it. It's like a rare tent, this one is, and this one is in really good condition. I love this tent because it's, wait till you see it up, it's fantastic, this tent. It's not like a normal Robert Saunders tent. It's not the teeny tiny little coffin backpackers tent. This thing is like a proper two-man nice sized tent. So wait till you see it up. It's lovely, this tent, and it really is like a really strong tent. It's not a little lightweight, like flimsy tent. This thing is robust. This thing is like proper geared up for a bit of expedition camping. This is like a proper hardcore all-weather camping tent. It's built to be used in storms. It's built to be used in all kind of weathers, this thing. Really is like a strong little tent. And the other thing with it is, you can use it in the summer and all, this tent. It ain't a bad summer tent. It's a really good all-rounder, this one. Really is a fantastic little tent. For a vintage tent, this thing is absolutely lovely. And it's called the Star Trek as well, isn't it? Come on, what's better than that? How good is that for the name of the tent? The Star Trek. And best of all, it's made by Robert Saunders, isn't it? Come on, tents don't get no better than that, do they? A Robert Saunders tent is just a fantastic thing to own. So really is something great about a Saunders tent. If you've never had one, I would highly recommend, because they are sort of a great thing to own if you're into vintage camping and like the old vintage tents. You can't beat owning a Saunders tent. They are really good to use. And as you can see with this one, it's got a really lovely set of aluminium poles on it. They are really nice, these poles. So it's got 4 poles, this one, that I'm putting together. So it's got quite a lot of crosses on this tent. All the poles cross over each other. So like when this goes up, suddenly you'll go, hang on a minute, that looks like a... Yeah, you'll be right. This thing's like a mini version of one of the sort of most famous tents ever. This is like a mini version of it. So yeah, I'm not going to say what it is, but when it goes up, you tent boys and girls are suddenly going to look at this Saunders tent and go, hang on a minute, that is exactly the same as a certain tent, very famous tent. I'll tell you what tent it is in a little while, but I just want to put it up first, because like you lot now watching at home, just get it in your head. As this tent starts going up, start thinking, right, what tent does that look like? And I bet a lot of you get it right, because it's like a miniature version of a very famous tent. So as you can see there, the alley poles. So it's got the shape to the poles. 2 are straight and 2 are shaped. So 2 poles are the same length, the other 2 are the same length. You alright, Cat?
Yeah, I'm alright. Just chilling over here. Hurry up, come on, put the old tent up. I want to get in it. I want to get in it and say, beam me up, Froggy.
Don't you mean beam me up, Scotty?
No, I don't know anyone called Scotty, but I do know Froggy. That's why I said Froggy. Why would I have said Scotty when I don't know anyone called Scotty? Coy, you're such an idiot.
Oh, don't be like that, Cat. Not today. You should be happy today, Cat. It's Robert Saunders' day today, Cat. So cheer up. So let's get back to the old Robert Saunders tent. So like I said, a couple of the poles are curved, two of them are straight. And now this thing goes up inner first. Now when I'm saying this looks like another tent, it's mainly the inner. The inner is like a mini replica of a more famous tent. So when it goes up, by the inner you should know what this is. The fly is a little bit different. So when the fly's on, still looks like a smaller version of that tent I'm on about, but not identical. But this inner is just a miniature version of a really famous tent, and some of you probably got it already. Just by looking at that, you know what this thing's going to look like. So let's get some poles in it. Like I say, you put the two long poles in first on this one, so that's what I do. Do the two long poles that go corner to corner, and then the other two go side to side, and then you get all the crosses. So it has got a fair few crosses around this tent. Really is a strong little tent, this one. And like I'm saying, you look at the size of this inner, it is only small. So to have four really strong alley poles in it with all the crosses, and it's only a tiny little size, that's what I'm saying. This tent really is built to take anything the old weather can throw at it. Well, anything in the UK anyway, because this thing is a really, really strong little winter tent. And as you can see there, it's got all the mesh runners, so the poles just run through this thing lovely. No snagging poles or nothing on this one. This really is a nice tent to pitch. I always really like putting this tent up because it's lovely. You know, when it's up, you're just going to look at it and be happy with it because it is lovely, this tent. I really like using this. I'll use this a lot, not really so much on my own because it's a bit bulky to carry. Alright, it's not really heavy, but I wouldn't take it out on my own. But if there's like two of us and I want to take out a vintage tent, this is one I will use quite a lot because I really like this tent. It is a special little tent, and inside, you'll see when it's up, inside of this tent is a lovely place to hang out and chill out. It really is a good tent, this one. And like I said, I'm a bit of a fan of the old Saunders tents, so I really like them, innit? So if I was taking a Saunders tent on my own, I would go for one of the little backpacker specials, because I like using them. There is something good about them little tiny tents, especially when they're really old and light as a feather. They only pack down small and that. They're great, aren't they? Easy to pitch. So yeah, going out on my own, I might take one of them little Saunders tents. But this one, for two people, it's hard to beat this for a vintage tent. It really is. And this is one of the tents. Although I really love this tent, I will take this out winter time. Alright, I wouldn't take it out if I knew there was a big storm coming or something, because I wouldn't put it through that. It's very old. But I will use this winter time because it's that strong and it's still so lovely. I know it can deal with it, so you haven't got to worry about this. Whereas a lot of vintage tents I've got, I wouldn't use them in winter in case the old wind and rain whips up. I wouldn't want to put them through that. But this one, I just know it can take it. It's so strong, this tent. It's so well made. You ain't got to worry about this. So this is like one of the vintage tents that I will still use winter time. I haven't got many like that, but this one I will take it out winter time because you know this thing can take it and it'll be alright. And it's nice and warm, this tent. It really is a warm little tent. So you can see there, I'm putting in the first one of the poles that goes sideways. So like you're getting the crosses either side. So these poles slide in nice. So one more pole to go and then that's it. 4 poles laid into this inner. So already in it, you're looking at it thinking, yeah, that does look like a certain tent, because it does. It's so like it. I don't know who come up with the idea first. I don't know if a certain company done it first or Robert Saunders did it first, but these inners are the same, I swear they are. And I'm saying, like, this is a warm tent. That's because it's got, like, on the inside of the fly, it's got the silver, like, material that keeps the heat in, doesn't it? And the ground sheet, like, the inner of the tent, the ground sheet, it's silver, like, heat material. So this tent, two you're in here winter time, this is a really warm little tent. It's one of the warmest tents I've got. But that like silver material, it seems to work in the summer as well because it keeps the heat out and keeps this tent cool in the summer. So you think this tent would be red hot in the summer, but it's not really because it kind of keeps the heat outside. So that's it, the 4 poles are in on this tent and they just go on the loops on the end like a ton of tents doing it. They got the straps with the loops. So there you can see, like, that's it all laid out. So it's got the crosses in it. How many crosses has it got? 5. So it's got 5 crosses on it, this old tent. For a little tiny tent, that's a lot of crosses. And it's them crosses that make this thing such a strong little tent. It can just deal with anything, this thing. So let's get one end of the poles into the loops and then we go round and pop this inner into shape. I'm looking forward to getting this inner up. It's lovely, this inner. It's the best part about this tent, this inner. Inner's absolutely fantastic on this one. And like I said, when you're using it, oh, you gotta like this tent. It's a lovely tent to use and wake up in. It really is a nice one. Some tents are just lovely, aren't they? When you're in them, you wake up and they just make you smile because they are such a nice place to be in. This tent does that. It is a really good tent to use, this one. And it get a lot of attention, this tent, just because it's a Saunders. You put this up on a campsite or something, people will be looking round this going, oh, that's nice, mate, Robert Saunders tent. Yeah, so people who know about tents, they'll like this. And they'll be over wanting to talk to you about it. So you have to sort of think like that with these sort of tents. If you are the sort of person who wants to go on a campsite and be left alone and just do your own thing, do whatever you want to do, have no one bother you whatsoever, then this tent ain't for you. Because you put this up on a campsite, it gets attention. So if you want to sort of like just do your own thing, mind your own business, everybody leave you alone. If you're that sort of person, you don't want a tent like this. Get a Vango or something like that, because it won't get the attention. Modern tent won't get the attention. This one, soon as you put it up, someone will be over going, oh, I haven't seen that one before, Robert Saunders, and they will be talking to you about it, and that won't stop until you take it down. And that's like, it's not always been like that. Even if you went back like 10 years ago, if I put this thing up 10 years ago, people wouldn't have took much notice of it. The odd person might have commented on it, but people wouldn't have took much notice of this. But like now, if you put this up now, like everyone who's a little bit into tents, they'll know what a Saunders is, and they won't have seen one of this, so they will want to have a look at it. So it's a bit weird, like, over the last sort of like 10 years, all these tents have become a little bit famous. And I don't know if that's because of YouTube or more people getting into these vintage tents or what, I don't know, but they do get more attention. If you've got a vintage tent that's a little bit different and people haven't seen it before, it will get attention on the campsite, whereas like 10 years ago it didn't. No one really took no notice of it. It would just be another old tent on the campsite and no one would pay it that much attention. But like I'm saying now, these vintage tents, people know all about them. They got big fan clubs, these vintage tents. So the world of the vintage tent has changed, as in people's knowledge of them. Years ago, no one would have known what this is, but now everyone would know. They'd look at it, Saunders tent. Oh, look, it's a Saunders tent. Call their mate over here. Oh, look, it's a Robert Saunders there. And then boom, they are just talking to you about it. You can't help it. This tent is just like a magnet for tent people. And I think it is YouTube that has done that, really, innit? I can't think what else might have changed, like, people's attitudes towards these old vintage tents. Because people definitely love them more than they used to. Definitely. People love these old tents and love to have a little look round them. So that's it. The inner is up on this lovely old tent. I'm just going to pull it out a bit, get it into place, and then I'll put a few pegs in it, peg it into place. So I'm just moving it, seeing where it's going to fit nice in my garden. And then I shall whack some pegs in it. So there you can see there, look at it. Now come on, it's a mini quasar, isn't it? Look at it, mini quasar all day long. Little tiny mini quasar. So I think the quasar was like first made by Wild Country, innit? They are the first ones to do the quasar, and then they was bought out by Terra Nova, so it become the Terra Nova quasar. So there, look, that's a bit weird. They are pockets inside, but they're outside. So that's one of the little quirky bits on this tent. The pockets, it has got other pockets in it, but them two, one either side, the pockets are on the outside, but you get to them from the inside. And someone once said to me, they're not to be used as pockets, they're for putting weight in to anchor the tent down. You'd fill them up with rocks or something if you was out in really bad weather. And someone else once said to me, no, they're for like when this tent's geared up, like to go out, bit of an expedition tent. If you had this thing pitched up on snow, it'd be nice and warm in the tent. So your food bits and that, you put in them pockets and they're outside sitting in the snow or outside sitting in the cold while you got it nice and warm in the tent. And that makes more sense to me, because there must be a reason for them pockets. And you can do the bit if you wanted to, just tie a bit of string round all them crosses. If you used to get like a little bit of paracord and tie all them together, could strengthen this thing right up. But it doesn't need to be strengthened up, this thing. It is strong as anything, as it is. So how many of you got it before it was up? I bet a lot of you did. I bet a lot was looking and going, hang on, that tent looks like a quasar. And it does. It really looks like an early quasar. Only on the inner, the fly is different, but this is much smaller than a quasar. Lower, smaller, much smaller than a quasar. This is tiny compared to a quasar. So I'll just go round, put pegs in it, peg all the bottom down, just hold it into place. Doesn't need to today, but it will pull itself out nicer if I go round putting pegs into it. And like you put one peg at the bottom of every pole. So there is a pegging point on the ground, every pole. So 8 pegging points to hold this inner down. And you can do it like I've done it there, through the loops. And you can peg down the end of the straps as well. So you can like double peg this thing down if you wanted to. So like just go round, keep putting pegs in it. It's all you need to do. And as you can see there, it has got the door, front and the back. Now it's a bit weird, these doors. I'll show you that in a bit more detail in a minute. There is something a bit weird about the doors on this one. And it is exactly the same front and back, this tent. So there's no like front entrance, back entrance. It's exactly the same at both ends, this one. So you see, just put a peg in there and then the same at the bottom of this leg. So you go round. So 8 pegs in total, peg this tent down, anchor it right down. And then this little tent really ain't going nowhere. So as you can see there with the fly, that's what I was saying, that's like that material, innit, to keep the heat in. So the whole of this like fly is lined on the inside with that material to hold the heat in. But that seems to work both ways, because like it don't get red hot, this tent, when the sun's beaming on it. It's as if it, like that reflective material, gets rid of the heat out of the sun as well. So in the winter it keeps the inside nice and warm, and in the summer it keeps the inside cooler, because it definitely is a bit of a cooler tent, this one, than other ones I've got. So it must be that like silver material doing that on the inside of this fly. It just must be. There's no other reason. that this tent would stay a little bit cooler than most tents in the summertime. So after all, it's a green colour. This tent would get hot right out in the sun, but it doesn't. So I do think that like silver material just keeps the heat outside the tent, keeps it nice and cold inside. So I just like pull the pegs out on the corners and then you put them through both bits. So you peg down the fly and the foot at the same time. That's sort of how I've always done it. But you only do that on the corners. The other ones like go on the straps. So you just do the corners. I've just always done it like this. Whip the pegs back out and then just put it through the loop on the fly and the loop on the floor and push it back in. And then you know the fly sheet's nicely in position. You only do the corners like this. The sides are different, go on their own little pegs. But the four corners, I've just always done it like that and find it easy to do like that. So like with the sides here, if you look, I'm pulling out that strap. So I put a peg through the strap to anchor the inner down more, and then the bungee goes on that peg for the fly. So the four at the sides, I've always done like that. Just put a peg through the strap, so you're kind of double pegging the base down, aren't you? So I'll just do this other one round this side, peg that one down, put the old peg through the loop and the bungee, and it just sort of like holds the fly in place nicely like this. So you can get the front and the back up well. And once like I've put all the guides out on it, I'll probably tension these sides up a bit better, because you might find they're a little bit loose. Once all the guides go out and you've got the front and the back out, might need to tension the sides up a little bit. But I've always done it like this because it holds it in place nice while I do the front and the back. So it holds everything good while you like stretch it out at the front and that. So I'll just put this last peg in the back, and then I'll do that. I'll pull out the front and the back and get some pegs in and pull the tent into shape. And then if I need to, I'll tension the sides up a bit better once the guides are on. So I'm just like pulling out the back and I'll peg that into shape. And there's like the zip there does the door, but there's a zip one either side, and it's only got a little door. But you like pull it out either side, whack a peg in it, and then the door is in the middle. So you haven't got to like unhook it off the pegs to do the door up and down. The door's like a little skinny door in the middle. You see it better there, look. It's just two zips and the little thin door either ends. But you can unhook the front off of the pegs and the back and then roll it right back. And it has got the toggles you can see on the side there. So you can open the front and the back of this tent right up. And that's what I'm saying. When you do that, you open this thing right up. It's a lovely summer tent, this one. The way it opens right up. And you're not doing it like sort of lashing it like I do a load of tents. You sort of get a bit of string and a little bit and do it so you can open it. This one is geared up to do it from the factory. So it's really easy to open this up front and back. Get it all out the way, get all the vegetables right out the way. Or you can do one side or the other, one corner, whatever way the wind's blowing, you open up one corner and then you can cook in the little front bit and all that. So yeah, it's got it all going on, this tent. It is a well thought out tent. And like these guides I'm putting out now, though they've got them little like wing bits that come out the sides, there is not vents under there. They are for the guides, just to hold it nicely, hold the fly nicely in place. So they're not, they look like they are, they look like they'd be vents, because on a lot of tents they would be vents. But not on this one, they are not vents, they are just for the guides and bits. So I'll just walk round, do the other side, and then the lovely little Star Trek tent will be up in all her glory. Look at it, you can already see how good this tent is, ain't it? You like looking at it at home thinking, oh, look at that thing, that's tiny. That is a little tiny mini expedition tent. I didn't know Saunders made anything like that. I thought they only made the little teeny tiny backpacker specials. I didn't know they made a full-blown two-man expedition tent. Well, they did, and here it is. in my back garden, the lovely Star Trek tent. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one, this from Saunders, isn't it? Because it's not like other Saunders tents, this one. It's really not. Most of the other ones I've got, now I've got some two-man nice sized tents, but they are still geared up a bit for like being lightweight, and I wouldn't say they are that robust, not compared to this one. This is definitely the strongest Saunders tent that I've got, because this thing's like really well made. This is a really strong little tent, this thing. And it is a good looking tent. Look at that. Look how nice that looks. Now you look at that, you would not expect to see a Robert Saunders label on that, would you? Really doesn't look like a Robert Saunders tent. And it's a shame I haven't got another tent pitched beside it, because then you can see how small this thing is. For like what sort of tent it is, this thing is tiny. That's why I love it so much, the old Saunders Star Trek, because it is like a mini version of them bigger tents. So compared to like a Quasar or something like that, the old Van Gogh Hurricane or whatever, this one is really light compared to them. I don't know the weight of this, but it is quite light, this tent, compared to a Quasar or a Hurricane or some of the other winter tents that I've got. I've got a Berghaus one, I've got a few others. They're heavy compared to this. This is much lighter than them, and it's a lot smaller. So it's really good, this tent. I love that it's like a miniature version of one of them classic tents. What's that, cat?
Oh, Star trekking across the universe, only going forwards 'cause Froggy can't reverse.
Alright, cat, sort it out. That's not very funny, is it?
Not funny. I thought it was funny. You're just too serious, man.
Sorry about him, but at least he hasn't sworn today, so that's one good thing. So like this Saunders tent, if you're looking at it now, you can see how good condition this thing is. It is a proper mint tent, this one. For a vintage tent, it really is in lovely condition. And like I have always looked after this tent. It's never had nothing done to it that might damage it. It's never been up the woods or anything like that. So let's open it up and have a look inside it, because that is the best part about this tent, is the inside. This thing is absolutely lovely inside. So the little door, it's only skinny, the little door. Unzip it either side and then just roll it up, and it goes on little toggles up the top. So that's all we need to do, roll the old door up, and then it goes on the toggles up the top. And then the inner door, I'll show you something about this inner door, because it is a bit weird, the inner door on this tent. So there you can see, that is like the door rolled up, and it's under that little peak bit on the old toggles, so out of the way. So it's like just got a little entrance to go in it, and then the inner door is like much bigger, full size, the inner door. And this is what I'm saying, why this door is weird. Look, you got to unzip the bug mesh, because you can't get to the zips on the other door. They are covered by this door. So it's weird that you can't undo both bits of the door at the same time. You got to do them separate. Now you can roll one down, so you can do it where you sort of unzip it all, and then like roll the bug mesh out of the way and put it on the toggles and just use the other door, so the bug mesh is always out of the way. Or you can do it the other way round and just have the door as the bug mesh and roll that inner door up and put it on the toggle, so that one is out of the way. And then you are only undoing one door, but it just seems weird, like I'm showing you. If both doors are done up, you can't get to the zip on the other door to undo it. So you got to undo two doors. Now this is a Saunders tent, so why did they do that? You know what I mean? Most Saunders tents are the best designs ever, but that door just seems a bit weird to be like that. But this is a Saunders tent, so there must be a reason why they have designed it like that, innit? because they wouldn't have just designed it wrong. The Saunders tent, everything about his tent was really, really well designed and thought out. So I don't know why the doors are like that. There must be a reason behind it, but I don't know what it is. So there, look, the door, they roll up like that, and you put them on the toggles, and then the door is out of the way, and you're in the tent. So you can see there, that's what I'm on about, them pockets, they're the pockets that go to outside. So they're like little secret pockets. You can hide your sweets in them and your chocolate bars. No one knows you've got them. Hide them away in there. So yeah, good pockets they are. I've only ever used them as pockets, but they might be the thing, innit, where you'd put stuff in there to keep it colder out of the tent. I don't really believe the one about it was to weight the tent down. I'm not sure about that. I was told that, but I don't know if I believe that or not. So it has got the other little pockets in it. So it's got two this side, two the other side, the little pockets. And as you can see, the floor, the ground sheet, it is that silver material again to hold the heat in, isn't it? Like reflective heat material. So you got the lantern loop up on the ceiling. And like I say, in here, it's lovely in here, this tent. This is a little mini quasar in here. It really is like being inside the quasar, but just on a smaller scale. So you can see there the label. Most of this tent is polyester, which is a bit weird because most of these old vintage tents are nylon. So this one is more or less all polyester. Whereas most of the other Saunders tents I've got are all nylon. So there ain't nothing wrong with the polyester this tent's made out of. This tent has lasted really well. There ain't a mark on this thing. It's like really nice condition, this tent. So nothing has ever happened to this. If anything, this has lasted nicer than a nylon tent, this one. So you see there, it has got a little vegetable on it. The vegetable on it, that is usable. And you got the same at the back, so you got a big vegetable, one either end on it. So open up the back and I'll show you the vegetable. So you got the same there with the zips. You have to open this door and then you leave the bug mesh. You can't undo them both together, which just really seems a weird way of doing it. It just does. It don't make sense because most tents you undo both the doors together. Just do it in one, but you can't do it in this one. You got to undo two doors to get in it. So then I'm going, I've done that first door, then you can get to the zip for the bug mesh door. So it is very strange that. I don't know the reason behind doing that, but obviously Robert Saunders was one of the great tent designers and pioneers, so he obviously had a reason to do that. It wasn't like overlooked or designed wrong. He was one of the greatest tent designers ever, Robert Saunders, so he must have had a reason for doing the door like that. So I'll just put the camera down for a second and do the door onto the toggles. Just put the camera down there, quickly do the door. So the doors are exactly the same as the door on the other end. You just roll the bits up and put them on the toggles. Now, the toggle bit is like in the middle. So you have to toggle one door on one lot of toggles. And there you can see, look, the other door goes on the other toggle. But the bit like the toggles grip on is in the middle of the door. So you even to roll the doors up, you sort of roll them up separately and they've both got their own little toggle bit. So it is a bit strange that it's done like that, but obviously Robert Saunders, he made it to be like that. It's how he wanted it to be, because if he was not happy with something on this tent, he would have changed it. The man was like a proper tent person, so if he weren't happy with something, it would have got changed. So obviously them zips and the way you undo the doors separately and the way they go on their own toggles, that would have been 100% the way he wanted it. So you can see there, like, I'm just doing it on the other toggle, and they both go on the same one in the middle, but they've got their own little separate elastic loop. So, yeah, it is a bit weird, this tent, the way it's done like that. It's not the only tent I've got that's done like that, though. I have got some others where you have to do the doors separately and the loop bit is in the middle and you have to unzip one door at a time. So it's not the only tent I've got that does that. I have got some others where the doors work exactly the same as this one. So yeah, just looking there, lovely innit, lovely inner on this old tent. Really is a good tent, this one, to be inside. The inside of this one is its best feature. It's lovely in there. Really is cosy in there and really nice place to be. And like I said, you wake up in the morning in there, you'd just be happy because it's so lovely in there. Some tents are like that, innit? You just wake up and you think, oh, it's lovely in there. You have a little chill out, a little bit lay down, a bit longer and that. This tent's like that. You wake up in here, you don't want to get out of it. It'll be all cosy and that. It'll be really nice. So let's get the back door open. Do the same. I'll roll it up and put it on the toggles at the top. And there you go, the back door is rolled up and on the toggles. Just pick the camera back up and there you go, look, opened up both ends. And like I said, you can lose these bits of the vestibule front and back, so you can open this tent right up. That's where it's a good summer tent, because you can just use only the mesh doors. Don't have the inner doors up, just have the inside solid doors rolled up on their toggles and just go in and out through the mesh doors on summer and have both ends opened right up. So yeah, this is a really good summer tent because of the way it opens right up. Lovely, this old tent. Now, like the toggles there where the doors or the vestibule parts, the wings, roll right back onto them toggles at both ends. So this thing is opened right up. It's lovely opened up like that. So as you can see now, I am laying down in it now. So there is a fair bit of room in here. It's got a little bit of room past my feet. My head is not right up the top. Jess has got in. See, there's plenty of room in here for two people. It is quite wide. It's just quite low on the ceiling and quite small like. But for a two-man tent, it's not tiny in here. You would probably get 3 small people in here. At a push, you'd easily get 3 like normal size or smallish people in here. Quite easy. But for 2 of you, lovely tent for 2 people, this one. On your own, absolutely fantastic. Use this thing on your own. You got a ton of room. But I would say it's a bit heavy for like hiking miles with this in your backpack. Although it's not really heavy for what sort of tent it is and how old it is. You get a much better tent for going out on your own hiking than this one. It is a little bit heavy and a little bit bulky for that. I have used this years ago on my own on the like motorbike, and it's strapped to the bike and took it out like when we've gone away like winter time, gone away down Devon, Cornwall or gone wherever, up to Scotland. I've had this tent, so I have used this strapped to my bike. I've used it with the car a lot, this tent as well, so I have done a lot of camping in this, but it's not one that you're going to take hiking, because I've got stuff much lighter than this to go hiking with, and stuff that's much smaller in your pack in it. It's alright if 2 of you are taking this, because one takes the tent, one carries all the gear, then you're alright. And look at him chilling over there watching. You alright, cat? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm alright, and I'm looking forward to getting in that tent. I'm gonna boldly go where no cat has been before.
Oh, are ya?
Yeah, and I'm gonna live long and prosper. Spock, over and out.
God, he watches far too much telly, that cat. I need to sort that out. I need to ban him from the telly. He's always watching it. If he ain't watching the telly, he's watching YouTube. He likes that man with the beard, the camping man. He watches him. So let's open the old tent right up. So to do these side bits, you've got to take it off the pegs. So take it off the peg. And just put the camera down, then you roll the side up and it goes on the toggles. So it's good, this one, that you can open it right up, because like I said, in the summer, it's lovely, this one opened right up. Massive opening at the front and the back, the old wind goes through it, and like I said, the silver-like material on the fly seems to stop the sun's heat getting in it. So in the summer, you open both ends of this tent up, you can be in there, it's absolutely lovely. Just have it all opened up with the mesh doors done up at either end. And that's how I'd sleep with this tent in the summer. Like that, opened right up with just the mesh doors down. Lovely in there. So let's do the other side and open the old tent right up. So take it off the peg. Put the camera down for a second. Roll this door back and put it on the toggles the same as the other one. So it looks a bit strange, this tent, when it's all opened up, but it's really good when it's all opened up. Really works well. That really is a nice tent to use like that in the summer. And like in the winter, with it all zipped up and that, it's lovely and warm, this tent. So it is a great all-rounder, this tent. It really is. And it is a very rare tent, this one. I do think this tent is pretty rare, because I've never seen another one of these like out camping. All the years I've had this, I've never come across someone else using another one. And I haven't seen many on eBay. I have seen a couple on eBay, but I look for Saunders tents quite a lot to see what comes up. And I've only ever seen a couple of these ever come up on there. So this is a rare tent, because a lot of them other Saunders tents, there's loads of them out there, aren't there? At least once every 2 or 3 weeks there's one on eBay, but not this one. This one is quite a rare one, I think. And like I said, I don't think this is on YouTube. I think this is a YouTube first, this tent. Coming to you from my back garden, the premiere of the Robert Saunders Star Trek tent. Well, I think it is, because I did have a little look on YouTube and I couldn't find no one else using this tent. So I think this is the premiere of the Star Trek tent. So I'll just put the camera down and do the back door, open it right up, put it on the toggles. And then go see, lovely, open up both ends of this tent. It's absolutely lovely using it like that in the summer, because it just can't hold no heat like that. It all escapes out of either end. So it never gets hot in here. It's always really nice in there. It's lovely the way it fully opens, isn't it? With the massive inner door and then that outer opening right up full size. So it is like hard to beat, this tent, as an all-rounder. It really is, because it's great in the winter and really great in the summer. So it is a good tent, this one. But like I said, it's a rare tent, this one. So if you went after one of these, I think it'd be quite hard to get your hands on one of these. And I don't really know what you'd have to pay for one of these. It might be one of them tents that, because it's rare, people don't really know what it is. So it might be a bit of a bargain, one of these. I don't really know, because I haven't seen one myself for a long time. And I would imagine that one of these is one of them tents that once people have got their hands on it, they don't want to part with it. Because you find that with a lot of these tents that are really good. People do not want to part with them if they've got one. What? We ain't going to part with our one, are we? No, Cat, we're not getting rid of it. Good, 'cause I love this old Saunders tent. Star trekking across the universe. He does love a tent, that cat. I'll give him that. He really does love a tent. And who can blame him for loving this one? It really is a lovely tent. Oh, hello, Cat. Hang on, Cat, you was walking over there a minute ago, and how come you're now back in here? Yeah, good, ain't it? I was right over there, right over the other side of the garden, and I said, beam me up, Froggy, and then I was here. It's good, isn't it? Beam me up, Froggy, go from one place to another place. Oh, yeah, it's fantastic in this tent. It don't work in any of the others, but Beam me up, Froggy works like a treat in this one. You watch this. I'll get him to beam me back over there. Now he's got the hang of it. He's got the hang of that old beam me up bit. You watch, I'll do it again. Ready?
Beam me up, Froggy.
Say, look, I'm over here now. Good, ain't it? Look how quick was that. Went from over there to over here. Beam me up, Froggy. Really works well. So we can't sell this tent. It's the only one where the beam me up Froggy works. It don't work in none of the others. So don't sell this tent. I love this old Saunders tent. Don't sell it. If you are selling it, I'll buy it. How much do you want for it? How much do you want for it?
I'll give you a monkey for it, alright, Froggy. Door trekking across the universe. Klingons on the stubble bar.
It's not for sale, this one, Cat. I love this old tent. It's fantastic, this one. So the Star Trek Saunders tent gets a massive thumbs up from me. This thing is a fantastic tent. If you ever get a chance to get your hands on one, I would highly recommend it. Because this is a really, really good vintage tent made by the lovely Robert Saunders. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe so you can join me again. See what I'm doing, pitching, looking at or finding. So I'm off now to sit in my lovely old vintage Saunders tent. And I might even let the cat sing that song to me. So take it away, cat.
Star trekking across the universe. Only going forwards 'cause Froggy can't reverse. Live long and prosper.